Hello everyone and welcome to Data Analyst Certificate course. I believe you're having a wonderful day, and in today's class we're talking about roadmap to become a data analyst expert. So one thing you should understand is for you to become a data analyst expert, there is a roadmap to get there, and this is what we're going to discuss in this video. The point is data is the new oil, and companies more and more utilize data to make informed decisions and to make prescriptions and to also foretell the future. As data generation continues to rise, the role of a data analyst has become increasingly very important. So when you are pursuing the career as a data analyst, you should be able to understand what the roadmap is and how to get there. She understands the essential skills for the role and move closer to achieving your goal of becoming a data analyst. In this certificate course, you're going to learn the core skills and the essential skills to land an entry-level job as a data analyst. So, a data analyst is a professional as responsible for collecting, processing, and performing analysis of what we call statistical analysis on a large data set. So they use data set to be able to answer questions and solve problems. When a company has a problem, they talk to the data analyst and give them a large data set to profile solutions based on the data sets that they have. So data analysts can decide to collect data from the company's database, and they are able to now look into the data and analyze it to get out useful insight and make useful business decisions. The big question now is how do you grow to become a data analyst expert? Well, the first is understand your role and responsibilities and understand the requirements to get there and all of those things. So the first thing we'll look at now is your educational requirements. What are these educational requirements meant for a data analyst? Basically, most data analysts are required to have a bachelor's degree in any IT related field like data science, computer science, statistics, even mathematics and whatever it is, to be able to get especially for senior positions, and that might be helpful. So, and does that mean that anyone who doesn't have a background or a BSc in IT can't come to data analyst? Absolutely not. So, some depending on the kind of company, some companies require you to have a bachelor's degree, while others don't require that. Some require that for some specific senior roles, but as a general rule of thumb, it's important to understand that your own certification is far more important in data analysis than your BSc certification. So your certification means your professional certification. So if you don't have a BSc in any IT related field, then you don't have to get concerned that, oh, I don't have a place in data analysis. That's not true. Take up an online certification just like the one you are doing right now and prove that you are proficient in this field, because someone who has a knowledge in the field is far better than a person who has a basic knowledge in a general IT course. So the relevant courses you are going to focus on is general data analysis, mathematics, statistics, so and also computer programming. Most data analysts are actually required to have a basic knowledge on mathematics. So when we mean mathematics, I know a lot of people are scared. Oh, so I'm going to be doing X, Y, find X, find Y, and all these kind of things. No, not exactly. What we are saying is to be able to have an understanding of how additions, computation, and statistics is done. Just a very basic understanding is fine for you. And maybe economics for forecasting and for business analysis. You could have general knowledge in economics, finance, and whatever it is. So this is actually talking about growing to become an expert from an entry level role to becoming an expert. So this course, within 2 months, you'll be able to have a very strong core skills to become an entry level data analyst. But if you want to pursue your career to become to be an expert or grow, then you need to look at what this roadmap is talking about. So your core skills to be in analysis, you need to be able to break down a large complex form of problem into smaller problems where you can use to analyze it. Then statistics is fine. Data interpretation is also very fine. So next thing for programming languages, you a knowledge in Python. Python programming language is an added advantage, or how. Then also SQL is very good for manipulating and analyzing data. So this is actually for big companies. SQL is very important when you have a very large data set that you couldn't be doing manually. Then you can consider having a skill in SQL. Next is data visualization. Well, no matter how much of result you have found out in data, if you are unable to create a visualization system where you are able to visualize it, to be able to make it visual, people can see it. If nobody can be able to see what you're saying, then they might not be able to understand it. So if you think about a visualization tool like Power BI or Tableau in a way, and you can be able to communicate your findings. Remember that these findings has to be communicated to senior officials, whatever your company role is, senior officials or the head of department or whatever it is, your so those senior data analysts or whatever the role of the company is, you have to communicate your findings, or even to the board of directors directly. If you are your role is to just communicate to board of directors, they might not be able to understand the figures, the math figures and everything you're saying, or with a chart and with a visual tool, they can be able to see what you are talking about. Practical experience is very important. Well, gaining a practical experience through internships can be very useful. Internships is you actually having to put your hands-on experience on the job, and you are able to gain more knowledge on the job than just in the classroom. So most times people actually think that spending 6 months learning data analysis, 8 months, 12 months is sufficient for them to go out. But you should know that having a real world experience can be substituted to like more than 2 or 3 years experience in the classroom, because now you're able to meet real people, solving real problems, analyzing real data, not just fictional data of this and this. So you're able to work on a project, and then it's very helpful to build your data analyst career. So it's good to work on a real world data analysis project, independent project, or with a group of people, your course people. So working on project helps to increase your knowledge on data analysis. You're able to see how you can make sense and insights of data. Then advanced technologies also, like using big data tools, like big data platform, Hadoop and Spark are being used in data analysis now. Then another aspect is machine learning. So as AI begins to become still the show in the day, we should understand the fact that a basic understanding of machine learning techniques can be very, very helpful in your data analyst career. So it could be important for you to also know how you can integrate AI into your data analyst. Then we look at automation tools. You can learn how to use automation tools to streamline your data analysis collection and process. So whatever you can do to be able to make your process to be streamlined and more effective is a plus. Think about automation tools, think about AI, whatever it is that you can use to be able to automate your process. That means instead of making a journey of 10 30 minutes, whatever can reduce that to 10 15 minutes and still be effective is a plus. For career progression, if you start as a data analyst intern, then move to be a data analyst, then move to be a senior data analyst, from there to be a data analyst manager, from there to be a director of data analytics. So it's a journey. You can keep progressing in your career, and the good part is once you start and you are actually open to learning, you can keep progressing and moving on and building your career. Well, let's look at soft skills and industry knowledge. Anyway, soft skills are very crucial because you do a lot of communication to your team members and to your your head of department and to your directors, or whatever we call your guy at the tops. So communication skill is very important. You need to learn how to explain the very complex data in a very simple manner, because remember, most of your bosses are not going to be technical people like you, so they will be non-technical. So it's very important to know how to communicate a very technical subject to them in a very non-technical way. And that means you need to understand what you're doing, understand the subject, understand how to be able to translate very hard subject and relate it to them in a very simple way. Industry knowledge. So you need to understand specific industry that you work in, understand what they require of data for you. For example, healthcare, finance, tech, and other aspects have different ways they're able to access data and be able to use data. Next we look at now is networking and professional development. Networking and professional development is very crucial. You need to learn how to attend conferences and workshops. Conferences helps you a whole lot to be able to learn more about the data analyst field and career, and to be able to connect with great minds like you in the field and form a network. So with conferences, you're able to see other people who are doing the same thing with you. You are able to position yourself to be able to attract global audience and global clients if you are doing on your own, and even global opportunities. So it's very important that you learn how to attend a whole lot of conferences, especially when you're starting out. Conferences can help you to leverage and be able to speak on your behalf. When you are through networking, you're able to meet people that you might not be able to meet on a daily basis. You're able to sell yourself and be able to understand more about the latest trend and about the data analysis field. Learn how to participate in online forums and communities. Also very important. Do all that you can to stay within a community that supports your data analytical and career. Stay in in environments that are able to challenge you. When you see people who are doing what you're doing in a bigger way, they're challenging you to learn more, to do more, and which is quite very important. Now let's look at landing a job as a data analyst. Well, your first job as a data analyst can be very crucial because we advise that you get a job as soon as possible. Well, because that is a way to be able to start building up your career. Don't wait so long. Keep learning, and the opportunity comes, just get a job. For getting a job, you have to build your resume and highlighting your educational background, your skills, your experience. So we help you in we assist you in doing that, all of that, and then you can apply for jobs through online job boards, company websites, through networking. So like I said, networking is very important. Conference is very important because that's one way to be able to apply for jobs. Then you can do that through also getting on LinkedIn. You are able to post your skills, what you do, and being able to also through your shot at any opportunity that you see that relates to data analyst. So it's very important that you do that. Then we will also assist you in all of those things. Then interview preparation. Make sure that every opportunity you have, you're able to display and demonstrate your skills and analytic skills, the projects you have worked on, and review common data analysis questions and case studies, and these things are very important. For career advancement, learn to pursue advanced degrees. Don't stay at a comfort zone. Learn to challenge yourself to do bigger things, like you can pursue advanced degrees or certifications in other aspects of data, like data science and other things. You can also consider specializing in a niche area of data analysis that is in high demand or personal interest. So it's very important also. Keep aiming for higher posts and positions like senior data analyst, data scientist, analytics manager, and other things can be very, very helpful. So the question is, well, I don't have any experience at all. How do I become a data analyst? Well, without any form of experience, you could start off with an online course. Be proficient in an online course like join as you join DJT Academy, you could learn all of the core skills, technical skills, soft skills you need to get an entry level job. Then the skills you need, skill sets you need, starting off, you need to master Excel very well because Excel is the starting point. Most companies will start you off with Excel. It's when you have so much of big data that you could now begin to use other ones like SQL and other one. But Excel is like most, that's the major one you're going to use. Like every other skill, but you use Excel also, you need to master Excel, master SQL and other data visualization tools. So it's also good to start with you know, and without any experience, make sure you start with understanding all the basic and fundamental foundational skill of data analysis, and then do a lot of self-study also. Don't just rely on what you learn in class. Go extra, go the extra mile, learn, go to YouTube, go to wherever you can find and learn until you master. All right, as much as you can, work on projects with friends by yourself, go to publicly available data sets, work on projects. Even when you're getting a job, make sure you have a reservoir of projects you have worked on that you can easily show to your hiring manager that this is what I've done and this is how I can help the company. Build a strong portfolio, document all your projects, clearly outline your methodology and tools, and host them online. As you can do that, host them on GitHub or on your blog post, or just host them on LinkedIn or whatever place you can host them, and that will be very helpful. Another thing you can also do is to learn soft skills. We talk about that. Learn soft skills such as problem solving skills, critical thinking skills, effective communication skills, and all of these things could be very helpful. And that's the basic thing we'll talk about. For roles and responsibility, well, as a data analyst, your main role is to gather data first from different sources, whether from the internal database of the company or publicly available data, third party provider, whatever it is, data, useful data. Now, because once your once your company reaches out to you to there's a problem. There's a problem because the reason why they're reaching out to you because there's a problem, right? It doesn't like this helps to solve problems. You solve company problems. So for you to start off with the problem, getting the solution to the problem, you need to understand what the problem is all about. Then you need to know where to get the data for the problem. For example, they can say, why are we experiencing low sales? Well, for you to solve that problem, you may need to tell them to give the data for the internal data of their sales and for the last sales report for the last maybe 1 to 2 3 years. Right? Just try to examine things. Then get external data on general economic factors or whatever it is that is making sales to be low. Just gather as much data as you can. Then you're able to analyze it and see why the sales of the company is low and how you can be able to improve the sales of the company with historical data and so many things that are available to you. Ensure data integrity by verifying, validating the data to be sure that it's accurate, complete, and consistent. The next thing is to process the data. You need to clean the data, remove whatever is not correct, incomplete, erroneous, completely remove them. Then transform it by restructuring it to handle missing values and all those things. Make the data be well prepared. Then now analyze it by using statistical ways, techniques to analyze data. That includes variance analysis, regression analysis, whatever it is. Analyze the data to see whatever information is the insight is given to you. Then use statistical algorithms, machine learning techniques to just see what future trends and behaviors could be gotten from the data. Well, the most important part is to be able to visualize it. You can create reports and dashboards and to be able to show them through graphs, charts, and dashboard to help your stakeholders. Stakeholders could be anybody, could be anyone that has a stake in the problem. Maybe the CEO of the company, the board of directors, your hiring manager, or whoever is giving you the work, and they're telling you these are the stakeholders. They you have to show them what it is, and you show them through graphs, chart. They might not be able to understand And of course, they might not be able to understand all the arithmetics, but they should be able to understand from a simple chart or dashboard. Then you could use very interactive tools like Tableau, Power BI to be able to show them the data in a very clean way. So data and reporting and generate decision support. So you could also report your data. Um, you could do insight generation. You could make findings and conclusion on the data and present them clearly and effectively to non-technical audiences. So let's look at what the um, what's the salary range of a data analysis in different parts of the world. So generally we use US as a standard. US is very high, so compared to other countries, US could be very high. So in US, a data analyst earns between $50,000 to $65,000 per year, whereas in Nigeria that could be we're looking at within 300,000 naira to 500,000 naira per month. So we are looking at in a year 3.6 million or thereabout. The United Kingdom earns between 25,000 euros to 35,000 euros, depending on your position or your role and the company itself, how the company pays. Australia is 55,000, Germany is 40,000 euros, Singapore is 50,000. So this it depends on the role. So a senior data analyst might will earn far more than that. Also depend on what the company, how the company is strategically positioned and how much they pay their staffs and all of those kind of things. There are also diverse aspects of data analysis that you can move into. You could get into business analysis, like you could specialize in business analysis, where you help companies to make strategic decisions based on improving their business, and you are helping them to be able to make more informed decisions and to power data-driven solutions. So you could also be a financial analyst, and that could be a role you can move into. That means you guide the company in making financial decisions based on data, not on guesses, not on hunches, but on real data. Can be able to predict what the finance of the company will be in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So that's why data analysis is very important for banking industry, investment companies, insurance companies. They use data a whole lot to be able to predict um, what the market trend will be, and they're able to know how to be able to allocate resources, how they're able to look for investors, investment, and all these kind of things. So market analysts just they develop marketing strategies, market analysts study behavior. This one helps them in their ad campaign, like they're doing Facebook ads, Instagram ads, whatever ads. So they could look at data to be able to determine what type of ads to do. So we have operational analysts also. This one focus on improving organization efficiency by analyzing processes, systems, and workflows. Data analysts, data scientists, they are able to leverage advanced statistical techniques and machine learning. So data science is actually, they don't just work on interpreting data, and they work more on building models to be able to predict the outcome of the data. The product analysts actually use data to understand products better. They use customer feedback, market trends to be able to understand more about a product. So this is the much we'll take about this roadmap. So I believe you have a basic roadmap of how to become an expert in data analysis, how to channel yourself to other aspects of data analysis. Well, we've always said data analysis is very simple, just about taking raw facts, raw data, and trying to make sense of it. So many data from different places. A data analyst is able to make sense of these things and then give recommend to the company what decision to make, how to avoid some things, how to mitigate against risk, how to be able to invest into opportunities, how to be able to open themselves up to new places, where to be able to open new business placements, and all those kind of things are what a data analyst could do. They principally help in solving problems, big problems, by taking data, analyzing it, checking out missing facts, what patterns, looking at patterns. When they look at historical data, they say, oh, look at patterns. This happened this year, this happened this year, this happened this year. So if it's happening this year, it's more of an historical thing. So I believe